11 a.m. kickoffs provide better exposure for teams than later kickoffs. That means noon Eastern, I would assume. There's no specification on which platform he was talking about here. He just said the noon Eastern time kickoff, that's better exposure for teams. Well, that's not really true. And no one loves a noon kickoff more than me. I'd kick off the entire sport at noon if I could. No, not quite that drastic, but I love noon kickoffs. But if you're a pure tier 1 team, like if you're Ohio State, if you're Oregon, if you're USC, you can play any time of the day you want. People are going to find your game. The general rule of thumb to me is if you are a lesser known program, it helps you to play later in the day. Because I'm a believer in looking at audience patterns, and audience patterns dictate that hardcore fans watch all day. The more casual, like P2 and then casual P3 fans, this industry terminology, but it just means the less passionate they are, the less diehard they are, the more likely they are to not be watching early in the day, the noon kickoffs. They filter in for the 3:30 kickoffs, and then they're there for the primetime kickoffs, because in their mind, primetime equals bigger game. And it does equal that in pro sports. It doesn't always equal that in college sports, which to me is a good thing, but to some people is not. So if I were a lesser known program, I'd want to be playing as late as I can, because mathematically, just statistically, people are more likely to bump into my game, and I'm not a known commodity. If I am Florida State, I'm known. If I'm Tennessee, I'm pretty known. So it doesn't matter if I play at noon or 7:30, people are going to come find me. So the exposure thing, I don't even think is just broadly applicable across the sport. It means different things for different programs. Ohio State doesn't need any more exposure. So it doesn't really matter what time of day they play. Penn State is known. Now, at that point, those folks up there look around and say, yeah, here's our other beef with the noon kickoffs. We can't be doing a whiteout at noon. So get out of the way and give us our primetime kickoff. That's the exposure we want. And to that, I say, I did a segment on it 2 weeks ago. I agree with you guys. I'm willing to, when I am college football commissioner, I am willing to create special carve-outs for that. But you got to elect me first.